If your employee advocacy sounds like a press release, that's not advocacy, it's advertising. Welcome to the Social Media CX podcast, where social media meets customer experience and where all fires, no rainbows is the current reality for most brands. I'm Brooke Sellis, CEO of B Squared Media, and I am on a mission to change that. Social media can be the MVP of your CX strategy, and I'm here to show you how. Each week, we'll tackle the challenges of social care head-on with candid interviews, real-world case studies, and actionable advice to turn your social channels into loyalty-building, revenue-driving dopamine machines. Whether you're managing customer complaints, trying to engage meaningfully, or just tired of missing DMs, this podcast is your guide to putting out the fires and building the rainbows. Welcome back to the Social Media CX podcast. I'm Brooke Sellis. In our last episode, Rashad really got us thinking about employee advocacy and how powerful it can be when your people, and not your logo, become the voice of your brand. But let's be real. Too many companies think employee advocacy just means sending out a Slack message that says, please share this post. That is not advocacy, folks. That's amplification. So today we're diving into how you can move beyond the megaphone and actually build trust with employee shared content. Spoiler alert, it starts with giving your people permission to be human. The first step I want you to think about is authenticity over amplification. You heard Rashad say it in his episode. Authenticity is the future of social media. So let's be really clear here. Cut and paste advocacy doesn't work. When you hand employees a canned caption and tell them to post it to LinkedIn, it's obvious. It reads like advertising, and audiences more than likely scroll right past it. Instead, I want you to think about frameworks instead of scripts. Here's what I mean. Give your employees 2 to 3 key talking points instead of a pre-written post. Example, highlight the client win, tag the team that made it happen, and share why it mattered to you personally. I want you to also think about asking them to add their own perspective. Did this project stretch them? Did they learn something? Did a customer story stick with them? That's the gold. Then offer a simple do-don't list. Do share this in your own voice. Do feel free to come up with your own words. Do connect it back to your work. Don't copy and paste what we have here. Don't use marketing jargon. Don't oversell. Please keep it human. This way, employees aren't parroting the brand. They're translating the brand into their own story in their own words. That's what audiences trust. Speaking of trust, we need to talk about the trust factor. Let's talk data. Edelman's Trust Barometer shows that 76% of people trust people like me more than official brand channels. Let that sink in. This means your employees are literally more credible than your own CMO when it comes to posting on LinkedIn. Tactically, here's how you can lean into that trust. Spotlight your employees as the experts. Instead of sharing Company X won an award, let the employee who worked on that project tell that story and amplify the award. Make it super simple. Give your employees templates for the visual or the video, but let them add their own headline and their own flair and their own words. Also, it makes sense to show examples of what you like. Pick 2 to 3 employees who've already posted and showcase them internally. People learn from peers better than rules. And if you don't have past examples, find examples at other companies where you admire or you like the style of how they did things and give that as the example. When employees share their real experiences, your brand gets credibility by association. Hey, quick sidebar before we dive back in. If you loved the CX convo here on the Social Media CX podcast, then you'll definitely want to check out a book that totally changed the game for me. It's my book, and it's called Conversations That Connect. And y'all, this isn't your typical engagement metrics matter fluff. It's all about social-led listening and how the most impactful brands are using real conversations, not just content calendars, to build trust, spark loyalty, and drive revenue. So if you've ever found yourself asking, what do we say when we show up on social? This book is your answer. Grab it on Amazon or hit the link in the show notes. Just search for Conversations That Connect by Brooke Sellis or find it on bsquared.media. And finally, let's talk about empowering those voices. How do we empower employees without overwhelming them? Because sometimes empowering can turn into micromanaging. Here are my 3 tactical tips. Build a content hub, not a content mandate. Instead of forcing shares, create a Slack channel, or you can use employee advocacy tools, or even an internal newsletter with advocacy ready stories, visuals, and stats. Make it optional. Please make it optional. Say, if this resonates with you, here's a post starter. You could also run a storytelling workshop. Not everybody is born with storytelling skills, y'all. So run a 30-minute workshop with your team to practice turning brand wins into personal posts. Give them prompts to use, like, why did this project matter to you? Or what did you learn from this customer? Finally, I want you to celebrate your advocates. It's a big deal when they do this. Call out the great employees who post these employee advocacy type posts in all hands meetings, in a newsletter, in an email where they're CC'd. Share engagement stats. Jess's post about our CX win got 4 times the engagement of the company page. Hello, that's a great stat to share. Plus, it makes people pay attention up top. Recognition is fuel. When employees feel seen, they'll keep posting. As Rashad said in his episode, you could see the ripple effect of the employees who wanted to celebrate their peer, but they also had friendly competition and that they too want to now be recognized. You're just adding user-generated content and employee advocacy content just by doing it the right way. So here's the takeaway. Employee advocacy works when it's authentic. Your job isn't to script people. It's to give them frameworks, tools, and the freedom to be human. That's what builds trust. That's what builds connection. And now I want to hear it from you. What's one way you could empower your employees to share their voice more authentically this week, this month, or this year? DM me, tag me, drop it in the comments. I'd love to spotlight your examples. Until next time, think conversation, not campaign. Thanks for tuning in to the Social Media CX podcast. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to up their social care game.